Boy, go ahead, you're popular tonight. Renee wants to know, I'm going to have to lead into this, I'll have to change just the first verbiage that you have here. Her basic question relates to the fact that there are more and more non-English speaking people that are coming into the county, and how would you deal with programs or ways that you could improve the relationship with people that have come into the county that don't necessarily speak English or don't necessarily interact well with law enforcement. Is that about?
That, and as well as how effective is the department in communicating with them by speaking?
Okay. Did you hear the last part? How effective is the department, in your opinion, in speaking with these people?
As far as that goes, I believe there are a couple of officers that are already employed with Macon County Sheriff's Office that can speak possibly Hispanic, Spanish, and any other languages that they can speak, or is that just Spanish?
I got several different languages.
Okay. But then I would like to go ahead and build trust in that community, in that area and stuff like that. I would like to go ahead and possibly employ some 2 or 3 Hispanic members upon the Macon County Sheriff's Office. That way it can bridge that gap that there possibly could be. And also to establish, like I said, to get that gap filled. Of course, they will be totally legal and up and up. As far as the effectiveness and stuff like that, we can only see that on the road, in my opinion, because whenever they go before a magistrate and stuff like that, they have to go through a special phone system of sorts because of it has to be interpreted correctly and court certified.
This is one of those that I haven't really looked that much into. I'm trying to learn Spanish right now. It's not an easy language to learn. But I do know we have officers that speak Spanish, and I believe there's one in the jail, if I'm not mistaken, that speaks 5 different languages. Right now, even your phones have translators on them. You can speak into it, and it'll translate for you. I would like to get more into the Hispanic community because that's the largest one we have right now, and gain their trust. And I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it right now, but I do know we're going to have to work toward that because there's a lot of crimes that go on that they might see and they can't tell us. So I want to work toward gaining their trust and having more, Spanish-speaking officers.
I think it's very important that you have people that are able to speak different languages. He, in fact, is right. I have one officer that speaks 5 languages. How he does that is beyond me, but he does. And I've got an officer in investigations that can speak Spanish. I got officers in courthouse security that can speak Spanish. I've got officers in the jail that can speak Spanish, and I've got officers on the patrol that can speak Spanish. And just a couple of weeks ago, I talked to a young man who is Hispanic, and I asked him if he spoke Spanish because sometimes they don't speak the language, they lose their language. And so I asked him, and he said yes, and I told him, I said it's incredibly important for you to keep your language because I would be more apt to hire you because you speak Spanish than hire somebody who actually has their degree because that's how important it is to be able to have that individual that can speak Spanish. And we've utilized those people, and we also have people out in the community. Many years ago, we used to have to call Miss Patton, who was one of the high school teachers that spoke Spanish, and would come and interpret here in court. But we also, within our agency, have sent our Hispanic-speaking individual, Josie, as many of you know her as, and she's been certified and can also do courtrooms. So we have a large amount of people. More than any time that's ever been in the history of Macon County to be able to speak Spanish working for us. And I'm quite proud of that because that was a goal of ours to try to do that.